When I first held her gaze, I knew her heart had once walked through fire, not because she confessed it, not because she carried scars like open wounds, but because silence itself followed her, like a shadow too fragile to disturb. I never asked at once. I did not rush to peel her past like pages. For love is not born in interrogation, but in patience, in waiting for the heart to choose its own moment to open. One evening, on her balcony where the city glowed like 1,000 fallen stars upon the earth, she folded her hands into her lap, took a trembling breath, and whispered, "I must tell you the truth, before the world decides to tell it for me." Her voice was steady, yet the weight of unshed storms pressed behind each word. She spoke not of a fairy tale, but of a love that began with fire and ended in ashes, a marriage of hurried promises, of vows spoken too soon, of two souls running toward a dream, without a map to guide them. At first there was laughter, but laughter without roots is a bird that soon forgets its song. She told me of the loneliness, a loneliness that grows inside a crowded room, a silence heavy even when footsteps echo nearby. Her smile had withered unnoticed. Her voice had fallen into quiet surrender, not out of weakness, but because peace felt safer than battles. She could never win. There were no betrayals sharp as knives, no battles that tore walls apart. No, hers was a gentler ruin, a slow erosion of love, until she became invisible. In the house she once called home, when she left, she did not only leave a man, she left behind the self, who had been taught to accept less than she deserved. She looked at me then, eyes unwavering, like a warrior who has survived her own silence. "I do not share this with many," she said, "not from shame, but because I've worked to rise again." And in that moment, I understood. Her past did not diminish her. It carved her into something rarer, a woman who had walked through loss and returned radiant. She leaned back, gaze caught between stars and memory. "Do you know when a marriage truly ends?" Her tone was softer now, a secret pressing against her lips. "It isn't the day you sign papers, or the hour you leave. It ends the night your soul realizes you are already gone." She told me of the evening when she discovered her absence. Dinner at the table. Two bodies, two phones, no words to bind them. They ate like strangers, sharing bread in exile. And she thought, "I have vanished here." She stayed not from devotion, but from fear, fear of questions, of gossiping tongues, of the noise departure creates. So she waited, hoping love would bloom again. But wilted flowers do not rise in the same barren soil. One dawn, her reflection betrayed her. She saw in the mirror a woman quiet, dimmed, her dreams dissolved like smoke. That was her secret, not the failed union, but that she had once lost herself completely. Her eyes sharpened as she turned to me. "That is why I guard my heart now. Never again will I vanish inside silence." I did not pity her. I honored her, for it takes courage to admit such surrender, and greater courage still to walk away. She drew in a breath, as though she had just unearthed a buried relic of pain. "Do you know what finally made me leave?" I shook my head. It wasn't betrayal. It wasn't anger. It was the moment I realized I was no longer afraid to lose him, because long before I walked away, I had already lost him. That morning on the balcony, tea warming her palms, she realized weeks had passed without a smile. Not one true smile, the kind that reaches the heart and lingers like perfume in the air. She rose, walked to the bedroom, and began to fold her life into a single suitcase. No notes, no fire, only the quiet dignity of a woman reclaiming herself. Terrified, yes, but terror is gentler than slow death. She said leaving was not freedom at once. It was silence so loud. It echoed like thunder in empty halls. The sound of absence. No footsteps, no clinking of cups. Only the weight of her own breath. Some nights she sat on her bed, wondering if she had made a mistake, if she should have fought harder. But deep inside, She knew to fight for a love that refuses you is to lay yourself in a grave. One sigh at a time, so she fought for herself. She read books that had long gathered dust. She walked at sunrise, breathing air that tasted of beginnings. She cooked meals for one, and instead of loneliness, found peace in the quiet ritual. There were days of tears, when a song, or the ghost of cologne, from an old jacket, broke her into pieces. But each tear, too, was a release, a step into freedom. Then she learned the power of no. No to those who drained her kindness. No to explaining her soul to those unworthy of its depth. No to half-love. I became my own home first, she told me, her eyes unwavering, so that when love came again, I could give it fully, but never lose myself. As she spoke, I saw the truth. She was not broken by her past. She was built by it. Each scar was an inscription of wisdom, each loss, a lesson in strength. And now she loved not blindly, but with clarity, with standards carved from fire. I asked her gently, "Are you ready to love again?" She closed her eyes, took a breath as though testing the weight of air. Yes, but one fear still clings to me. Not heartbreak, not betrayal. I have survived those storms. What I fear is losing myself again. She spoke of how she once became a shadow, how her dreams had been folded away, like forgotten letters. Her voice dimmed, to preserve another's comfort, until the mirror returned to a stranger. That is why she waited so long. Before opening her heart once more, she rebuilt herself piece by piece. Confidence, joy, the laughter that had once been stolen, and now she guarded it fiercely. I need a partner, she said, not who merely loves me, but who celebrates me. One who never asks me to shrink, so they might grow taller. Her words were not bitter, they were luminous, etched with wisdom. She was not warning me away, she was guiding me closer, showing me what love must mean. And I knew then, to love her would not be flowers or gifts, but to shield her spirit, to guard her voice, to keep her dreams alive, as fiercely as my own. Sunlight touched her face, and I thought, her past may have wounded her, but it had also prepared her to love like no other. Her heart was not fragile glass, it was tempered steel, softened only by tenderness. I reached for her hand, and when I spoke, I chose words not of promise, but of vow. Asterisk, you will never fade again. Not with me. If you choose me, your voice will never be muted. Your dreams will never be silenced. Your happiness will never be postponed. I want not a shadow, but a partner. Not someone behind me, but beside me. I want to see not just the woman you are, but the woman you will become. Asterisk.